The silence in deep space was absolute, broken only by the occasional static hum of the vessel Argonaut 7 as it glided past the shattered remains of a long-dead asteroid belt. Aboard, Lieutenant Mara Valen adjusted her breathing mask, eyes narrowed on the swirling nebula ahead. Sensors had picked up a distress signal, intermittent, garbled, ancient. Not from this century. "You're not going alone," Captain Stoller had said. But in the end, she was the only one equipped for EVA and trained in xenoarchaeology. Besides, she had volunteered. Something in that signal had pulled at her, an odd cadence beneath the noise, a repeating pulse like the heartbeat of a thing trying to stay alive. The source was a derelict station, designation Theta Voxis, lost over 150 years ago during an exploratory mission to chart unclaimed sectors. It had vanished without a trace, presumed destroyed in a micrometeor storm. Yet here it was, hanging like a rusted relic in the void, its spires jagged, hull scorched, antenna arrays limp and dead. She docked with care. The airlock creaked open like a sigh from the past, and the station welcomed her in. Her boots echoed on the metal grates as she passed through dim corridors lit by flickering emergency lights. Mold, or something like it, crawled along the walls, shimmering in hues her suit's filters struggled to define. She moved deeper, following the signal's source. What troubled her wasn't just the decay, it was the absence.
No vodies.
Nudata cores. Just emptiness. Then she saw it. A mural, no, a growth, sprawled across the medbay wall. A sprawling biomechanical tapestry, alien in shape yet precise in pattern. Organic shapes coiled into nest-like spirals, their centers hollow, like waiting wombs. Her suit chimed. Biological matter. Active. Still alive. She touched the edge with her gloved fingers, and the material pulsed, faintly like breath. She recoiled. Her comms fizzed. "Leave. Run. It sees." She froze. The voice was distorted, raw, but undeniably human. She tracked the signal to a sealed laboratory 2 levels below. Inside, she found him, or what was left of him. Dr. Elias Rohn, former chief xenobiologist of Theta Voxis, sat against the far wall. His body fused with the growth, face pale, eyes wide but clouded. "You're not them," he rasped. She knelt. "Lieutenant Valen, I received the signal. What happened here?" He coughed, blood like ink pooling from his mouth. "We found an egg in the asteroid. Fossilized, we thought. Dead. It wasn't. It woke when we scanned it. The Queen was dreaming. We woke her up." "Queen?" she asked, her voice tight. "The xenomorph, but different. Bigger. Smarter. She nests in minds. In matter. In machines." Mara stiffened. The legends spoke of xenomorphs, bioengineered nightmares created by long-dead civilizations. Few believed they still existed, save for remote colonies with stories of shadows in the dark and creatures that bled acid. "You can't kill her," Rohn wheezed. "She doesn't die. She spreads." A scream tore through the corridor behind them. Mara spun around. Nothing. When she turned back, Rohn was dead. She rose, heart pounding, and backed into the hallway. The walls pulsed with life. The station was changing, growing, nesting. She ran. Through corridor after corridor now twisted by alien sinew. She moved as fast as her suit allowed. The path she'd come through was sealed, flesh grown over steel. She tried to cut through, but the material healed itself. Smart tissue, self-repairing. Her tracker beeped. Movement. Dozens of signals. All closing in. She slipped into a maintenance shaft, crawling through claustrophobic dark until she dropped into what once had been the cargo bay. It was a hive. massive, spiraling, fractal in design. Nest pods lined the walls and floor, each pulsating with embryonic life. Suspended in the center, half machine, half nightmare, was the queen. Larger than anything she'd read about. Her exoskeleton gleamed with the sheen of metal and bone. Her limbs elongated, tipped with razored talons. Her head crowned with chitinous horns. Her eyes, yes, eyes, glowed with awareness. She turned slowly toward Mara, not in hunger, but in recognition. "You hear me now?" came the voice. Not from speakers, but inside her mind. Mara screamed, firing her plasma rifle. Bolts hit the queen's throne but splashed off harmlessly. The queen merely watched. "You brought the spark. The new nest. I thank you." Suddenly, Mara's mind reeled. She saw visions not her own. Entire planets consumed, civilizations buried under growing hives, stars flickering out as nests became infinite, spreading not just through space but through time and thought. The queen was not a creature. She was an idea, a virus of biology and belief. Mara staggered back. The rifle trembled in her hands. She reached for her emergency beacon, slamming it. The queen moved, not toward her but away into the hive. The walls shifted, revealing passageways that hadn't been there before. The station obeyed her. Mara ran. She followed a corridor lit by some inner fire, up toward the communications tower. She needed to send a message, warn them. The control room was infested. Alien growths writhed around the equipment, but the primary array was still intact. She jacked in her suit's uplink, overriding locks. The screen blinked. Message? She typed fast. "Do not approach Theta Voxus. Xenomorph entity present. Self-aware. Infects systems. Initiate orbital strike immediately. No survivors." She paused, then added, "IT thinks. It learns. It wants to nest in everything." The message shot into the void. The queen's voice returned, a whisper in her soul. "You fear extinction, but I offer unity, purpose. You are born alone, die alone. We are never alone." Mara turned, hand on her sidearm. She would not be taken. "Come to me," the queen purred. Mara lifted her weapon, and darkness swallowed her. She awoke in light, soft, amber, warm. The hive was gone, the station clean. She stood in a replica of her childhood bedroom on Mars. Outside the window, forests waved in false wind. She wasn't breathing through a mask. "I gave you peace," the queen said, voice now gentle. "This is a lie," Mara said. "This is adaptation. You break, I reshape. You resist, I refine. Soon, you will not remember what it was to fear." Mara fell to her knees, rage twisting with sorrow. Somewhere far away, she felt her body changing, her thoughts unraveling, reforming. But deep inside, a core of her remained, a fragment of will. And in that fragment, she ignited a flame. Her suit's core reactor, manual overload. "You want a nest," she whispered. "But I won't be your cradle." She closed her eyes and let go. Light, fire, silence. The Argonaut 7, still in orbit, registered the detonation. A surge of energy, followed by complete radio blackout from Theta Voxus. No escape pods launched. No further signals received. Command debated sending another team. They chose not to. Months passed, then years. But somewhere, far from known stars, an uncharted planet bloomed with strange, dark life. In its center an egg opened, and a new queen dreamed.